Hey guys, Callie Fab here, and today I'm going to do an update on my Love It or Lose It project pan. This is a 10 uses project pan, and it is in collaboration with Paula and a few other ladies. I did not start this with them, but I kind of added into it. So I'm going to give you my update right now. Okay. So basically for this project we chose 10 items that we need to use 10 times during the month. Whether or not you actually got to use them 10 times is basically up to you and up to your like panning goals. I kind of am using this as if I love it, then I'm going to keep it. If I want to keep it and put it in a project, then I can do that. Or if I just think that I'm ready to declutter it, then I'm going to do that as well. So I do have quite a few items here and I have quite a few thoughts. So the first thing I am going to show you guys is this Essence Extreme Lasting Eye Pencil in 01 Black Love. This is one of the best black waterline eye pencils I have ever used. I only got to use it 3 or 4 times, and honestly, that's enough for me. I already knew I liked it, but I just kind of wanted to get a little bit more use out of it to make sure that this is something I wanted to keep in my collection, and it definitely is. So I'm not going to continue on with this in this project. I am just going to put it back in my collection and continue loving it and using it. Then I have the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Micro Finishing Pressed Powder. I have the shade 02, and it is like the banana shade for light to medium skin tones, and it is super finely milled. I really love using it for setting my eye primer or setting the concealer under my eyes. Sorry if you can hear my dogs right outside the door. But anyways, when I had purchased this, I kind of just put this in my collection and forgot about it, and then I whipped it out for this project and I realized how much I'm loving this. The mirror in here is fantastic. It is a huge mirror, so perfect for travel. It is like a nice closing case. It doesn't pop open on its own. You actually have to hit the button to open it. I used this almost 10 times. I think like 8 times I used this. I did mark all of my times down. But yeah, this is well worth it to stay in my collection. But I am gonna pull it out for now so I can work on some of my other eye setting stuff to actually pan and get out of my collection, because this one's still completely full. So I am gonna be keeping this though. Then another thing I had in this project was the MAC Nutcracker Sweet Peach Face Compact, and I had put the shade Tutu in here, and it is the highlighter that you can see here. I almost started rubbing off the imprinting on here. I basically use this highlighter as my base highlighter every single time, and sorry, I have a cut on my hand. But yeah, I really love this compact. Since I use this in 2 different project pans, I put the blush in one of them and the highlighter in the other one to make sure that this was worth it to keep in my collection. I have since found out that it is, and I'm very excited to keep this and keep working on it. I don't plan on panning this anytime soon, but I'm just gonna keep enjoying it. I really like it, and it is the highlighter I have on right now, and I think it gives me such a nice like icy glow. I love it. Okay, something that I actually had to stop using because I thought I was going to finish it up before this project was the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. I just use this before I put on makeup, just kind of as an extra moisturizer on my skin. I used up about half of it, so that's a lot. And I marked down 13 uses, and I swear I probably used it a couple more times than that, but I am extremely satisfied, and this is one of the products that I had marked to get out of my collection for the year. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep using this and get it finished up or put it in a project pan. I'm not really sure. I feel like I want to project pan this, but then I'm like, I could just use it and not have to really focus on it for a project pan. Not really sure. But anyways, this will be staying in my collection. Then something that I do want to keep in this 10 uses, because I'm really only using this foundation when I'm filming, and it is the e.l.f. Flawless Finish foundation in the shade Sand, and right now I'm having to mix it with the shade Porcelain because this is too dark for my skin right now. So I'm actually mixing these two together, and I've only used these 4 times this time around. These are marks to finish for this year, so I am gonna actually keep these in this rotation for this time around so that I can get more use out of them, because this project is forcing me to use them, and I know that these are almost practically full, and I'm not sure if I'm in love with this formula. I feel like it's a bit too thick, but it's not super full coverage. I mean, it is, but it's not, but I feel like it's too dry and too thick for my skin, so I definitely want to keep it in for another round. Hopefully it'll get a little bit warmer here in Michigan so I can try it in the warmer months, but yeah, I am going to be keeping this in my rotation for this next month. Something that I have thought about decluttering, but I think I'm gonna wait until summer to try it out when my skin is much more oily, is the Milk Makeup Blur Stick. I only use this 2 to 3 times, not enough to actually find out if I really like it or not. So far I don't really like it. It kind of built up on me and it broke down my foundation that I wore over top of it. My skin is very dry right now, so I think that's the main issue with this. So I'm going to be putting this back in my collection until the summertime and putting it back in this project in the summer when my skin is much more oily, and seeing if I can make it work then. And if I can't, this is going to be a declutter. I don't love it and I'm not super excited about it. Something that you guys saw on my lips a lot during the month of January is this Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in the shade Lovesick. I wasn't sure if I liked the formula, if I liked the color, if I liked how it looked on me and how it sat on my lips. I love this, you guys. I really want to try the shade Lolita. I've never tried that one, but I know it's a bit more of a neutral color than this. This is a very mauve-y tone, which is fine. I obviously don't have it on today, but I did wear this 10 times filming and just in my daily life. I wore this at work one day, and it was like, what, a 6-hour day when I was teaching, and it stayed on my lips beautifully. It did not crack off. I didn't have to remove it. So I definitely would recommend this for a longer lasting liquid lipstick, but I know people have issues with Kat Von D. I did get this in a BoxyCharm, which is why I'm not sad about it. But I'm not gonna veto a brand just because choices they make in life. Although I don't agree with everything, I don't really want to get into it right now. But yeah, I did really like this, and I am going to be keeping this in my collection. Okay, 3 more. I have the Elizabeth Mott Queen of the Fill Tinted Eyebrow Gel in medium dark. I do have it in my brows right now. I use this well over 10 times. I use this every time I set my brows, and I love this. I will continue to use it. I have nothing bad to say about it. I do even like the shape of the applicator. Is very small and compact, and yeah, it sits really well. It doesn't come off until I want it to come off. I really like this, so I'm not gonna repurchase anytime soon. The Essence one is much cheaper, but I will be enjoying this and using it up. Okay, and then I tried out a concealer. This is the Maybelline Dream Lumi concealer. It is the Touch Highlighting Concealer. This is in the shade Ivory, and it is a good color for me right now. It will be a good color in the summertime as well. It is a bit thicker than my Tarte Aqua Sealer Concealer in Fair. I do like a lighter weight concealer, not so heavy coverage. But I will be using this up just because it's there. Might as well use it up. I've already used quite a bit of it, and I used it about 8 or 9 times, not quite the 10, but I am going to take this out of the project because I do know that I am going to be finishing this up. And the final thing that I have is the MAC Prep and Prime Lip Primer. I didn't use a lot of this. I think I only used this 5 or 6 times, enough to know that I'm going to keep this in my collection and use it before my liquid lipstick application. I did like using it like that. It's not very hydrating or moisturizing, but it does give a nice barrier to your lips so they don't get super dried out with those liquid lips. I did use it with the Kat Von D, and I used it with a couple other liquid lips just to make sure that it wasn't just the Kat Von D formula that was working for me, but it was actually this, and it does. So I wouldn't purchase it again on its own. I did get this in a kit with like a velvet teddy and a lip liner and stuff. But yeah, I will definitely continue to use this. I'm not gonna repurchase this, that's for sure. Unless it comes in a kit that it just comes with it and I wanted the other things. But it's not the best lip primer either, so it's okay, I'm gonna continue using it. Okay, so now I need to add in 9 more items because I am keeping the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation in there. So I'm gonna add in 9 more items. I'm gonna go through my collection right now and kind of figure out what I need to try out, what I need to work on, and see if I'm still loving it. So give me 1 second and I'm gonna do that right now. Okay guys, I am back. It took me a little while and I had to deal with something else. So anyways, I know this is like half a second in your time, but for me, it was a while. So I picked out 9 new items. As you know, I am continuing on with the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation, but I chose the Pretty Vulgar, the Ink 01 Blacklist Gel Eyeliner. I have never used this before. I don't really know how to use black gel eyeliners, to be completely honest with you. So I am a little bit nervous about using this, but I think using it and forcing myself to use it 10 times will help me to learn how to use it, if that makes sense. I typically like to use a felt tip liquid eyeliner or just a black pen eyeliner, whatever, but I'm gonna try that one out. The next one I chose is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Marine Boosting Mist. I did use one of these in like a teeny tiny sample size. I had like 4 uses out of it. So this one is marked to finish for the year. So I do want to use this 10 times as a makeup prepping spray and see if I like it. I do know that the smell is really off-putting for me, but I don't want to focus on the smell, I want to focus on the product. So that is why I chose this one to put in there. Then I chose a single eyeshadow, I was going to say eyeliner, single eyeshadow from Morphe. It is the shade Smokin Mirrors. It is actually a pressed pigment, and this is what it looks like. I need to start really getting some use out of these singles that I have because I don't use them very often. And not only that, but I just want to see if they're worth keeping in my collection. I have been really into these darker gunmetal type colors lately, so I think I can definitely use this 10 times in a month. Then I chose a facial serum. This is the Derma E Even Tone Brightening Serum with licorice extract, vitamins B3 and C. I'm not really sure. It's supposed to be a hydrating serum, but it's been sitting on my desk for a long time and I haven't gotten any use out of it because I have not tried it. So I figured now would be the time to give this a shot and see if it works. The last items I chose are all makeup items. This is the Pure Bronze and Brighten. I have went through quite a few different declutters, thinking about decluttering this one, and I have not yet. But it has a blush, highlighter, and a bronzer. They are all very, very shimmery. So I will give you a swatch of all of these and show you why I'm considering decluttering it. It is just so pigmented, but it's like, I don't know, like how am I supposed to use that bronzer as a bronzer? It's beautiful. So I think I'm gonna try to use the bronzer as a bronze topper and or an eyeshadow because that is beautiful. The highlighter I can definitely just use as a highlighter, and the blush is definitely a blush topper. I can't use that individually as a blush, or I could use this as an eyeshadow. I do not like using my products in ways that they're not intended, but these are just so beautiful and I really want to try to use them before I just go ahead and declutter. So this one is definitely on the chopping block, but they're so beautiful. I just want to try them. And then I have the IT Cosmetics IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Color Correcting Full Coverage Cream, and this is in the shade Light. This is marked to finish for the year. I do have quite a bit of use on it, but I haven't used it in a long time and I'm not sure if I still love it. So therefore I just want to get 10 uses out of this and see if it's something that I want to keep in my collection. Otherwise, I know a lot of people that really love this and that would love to have this even if it is used. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that. So then I have a lip gloss, and this is the Tarte H2O gloss in the shade Maldives. It is a very, very purple color, so I'm not really into purples, but considering the fact it is a gloss, it is going to be, I was going to say a little less pigmented, but it is definitely very pigmented. So hopefully I can throw this on top of a lip color that I'm not too thrilled about and make it a little bit different. But it is a very, very purpley color, and we'll see if I can actually get some use out of it. And a blush that's been in my collection for a long time, and I have barely used it. It is the Milani Powder Blush in the shade 11 Blossom Time Rose. And it is slightly on the sheeny side, which I really like for blushes. I do like matte blushes, but I like sheen toned blushes as well. Here it is here, and I don't know, I'm not really in love with it when I swatch it, but it does look like it can be a good color for me, especially layered on top of like the Tarte Party Blush. I'm not sure. It is very powdery. I am going to try it out for the 10 uses at least. Hopefully for the whole month I could just use it and see if it's worth keeping in my collection. And the final thing that I have for you guys is a Sephora Lip Stories in the shade Yum Yum. It is the number 10. It is a brown color. I got this a while ago on recommendation from one of my girlfriends at work, and she said she loves it. So I think I did wear it one time, but there it is there. It's the brown color. I'm really into brown lipsticks right now, so I am going to try that out and make sure it is something that I want to continue on in my collection. But anyways, that was all of the 10 items that I have for the next round of the Love It or... No, I was gonna say Love It or Lose It, but that's not what this is called. It's called Loves Me, Loves Me Not, 10 Uses. My bad, guys. Anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.